Well, the first one here is I don't know. Do you guys like this game?
No.
I used to play a bunch of Munchkin back in the day, and this is a Munchkin Squids expansion.
Yeah.
I have forsaken Munchkin a long time ago.
Yeah, this isn't my style of game, but I do like that this one comes with a cuddle bone.
Oh.
I don't know. Is that a shout out to the true facts of the cuttlefish? No one knows that reference.
You made us watch that video back in the day, but that was also a long time ago.
Also not safe for work, but highly recommend.
Cuddle bone.
I would bring it up right now.
Okay. I have not seen it. I will Google it later.
It's one of those videos that's kind of like the honey badger thing almost, right?
It is, yeah. It's very, but it's like it's informational.
So yeah, when I thought Munchkin, I thought there aren't enough squids, honestly, so.
The world needs more tentacles.
Well, that's obvious, yeah. But is this Cthulhu based? Is this like, there's a lot going on. Munchkin, it's one of those games I think everyone's played, not everyone likes. Most people don't.
I've not played.
You've not played Munchkin at all?
No.
Yeah, so.
Every time someone explains it to me, I'm like, hard pass. There's nothing about that.
Do you like Take That?
No.
Do you like Wild Swings of Luck?
No.
Do you like stabbing people in the back in games?
In games, no.
Oh, well. I think you'll hate it then.
Right, like that. So yeah, no, I've not played it because there's like nothing in it that draws me.
I think Munchkin like is one of the best-selling games out there, and I know it gets an extremely bad rap from like people that are gamers or like legitimate gamers, but in the casual like community of gaming, like it's still a big thing. So it's kind of interesting.
I can see that.
That's the thing. I think most people need games like that they love, the heavy, and then they need their relaxing games. And some people find this relaxing, which is crazy to me because there's so much backstabbing. But some people just enjoy this.
The main thing is like what you do doesn't really matter anyway. So.
No, it does not.
And that's the thing. Like I'm not against Munchkin. I just can tell it's not a game for me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's not like, hey, it shouldn't exist. No, if you like this game, that's fine. That's completely valid. I just, like you pointed out, there's mechanically nothing about this that I'm going to like. I agree
that it's not a game for you. I also agree that it's not a game for me.
Really dropping facts.
And there's a bear tentacle, which is amazing.
Well,
bear tentacle?
And I'm back in.
Maybe there is something I'm interested in.
Yeah. Thinking about that.
Awesome. The next one here is how do you say this? Deadly
Dowagers.
Dowagers.
Yes.
Did you actually know that, or did you make it up?
I knew that. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I do that. I was making sure you knew that.
Yeah.
This seems like a theme that would be
at all.
way more up your alley here, Camilla, as far as
I know. Okay, this thematically is so much fun.
Yeah.
So in this game, you are playing as a dowager who is trying to move up a social status, and so you're trying to entice and get married, and then kill your husband so that you can marry. So ultimately, you want to go through enough marriages so that you marry the Duke. But you have to be careful and make sure you don't
get
go
caught?
too high up so that he's still interested in you, and you don't get caught. Obviously, yeah. It's so neat.
For those out there that not me that don't know what a dowager is, what is it? Those people, I'm on your side.
Oh gosh, a dowager. I don't know exactly. I mean, I know it's.
I've heard the word.
You don't have to be a widow to be a dowager, right? It's just somebody who has. Like a dowry.
Like
so somebody
okay, so
has,
it's like
right. So it's like a daughter who has a dowry or something to offer a male. But in this one, it's opposite because you're trying to get what they have.
Gotcha.
So they're trying to climb up the social ladder.
Right. So they have stuff to offer the marriage, but they don't have the social status in order to climb up.
It's very true to real life, right?
So it's like Munchkin.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
like
Climb up the levels.
so yeah, it's a tracks game. It's ladder. Social status.
There you go.
It's a train game.
Got to climb up the social ladder by murdering your husband.
I don't know. I just think it's a really interesting
That's the quote.
You know, I love these unique themes where it's a little twist on it. You know, I mean, Victorian era, it's not really
Obsession
my style. Yeah, and that's not one I'm drawn to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't love Downton Abbey and that kind of time period. I'm fine with it. I'm not offended by it. But I love it when they can take a theme like that and make it immersive or take a different, interesting take on it. You know, so this kind of makes me, and we'll talk about this later, but this kind of makes me interested in this theme.
That's funny because I thought because you liked Obsession so much, I thought you did enjoy that theme, but you really just enjoy the mechanics and the way that it comes together.
I'm very indifferent on the theme. That game does the theme so well that I care about the theme.
Oh, it's awesome. Cool.
That makes sense.
To be continued.
This will be cool. Next one here is the Fraggle Rock card game.
Jim Henson!
All this time we've lived life without a Fraggle Rock card game. And now we're going to be able to have that.
And the animation has not changed. The pictures are just the exact same. I mean, this is...
Right, so we have a couple Jim Henson ones, and now they're releasing
really
two
cool.
different ones. So this one and the next one are both. I think the next one is the Dark Crystal.
Oh, yes.
And so this company has the rights to these, and they're doing two different card games.
Interesting.
The first one is a very simple kind of memory game, if I'm not mistaken. We'd have to go back and look at the notes there. The Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. And it says that the Dark Crystal one's going to be more strategic.
Right, and it's going to be a trick-taking, so a trick-taking card game. So Fraggle Rock is kind of a memory-style game, very kind of mass market feel, but have all the original art for it. And then Dark Crystal is going to be trick-taking, a little bit more strategy, more of a gamer kind of game. Still, I think, mass market, because it has the Jim Henson artwork and, kind of appeal to it. But yeah,
these are going to be coming out this summer too, so released
pretty soon,
July. So that's kind of cool.
I have not seen Dark Crystal.
I saw some of it. I don't remember if I watched the whole thing. It's very interesting.
Really? I've seen Labyrinth.
I feel like I watched it later in life when I should have watched it earlier to get the nostalgia.
A lot of stuff.
I know a lot of people watched it way back in the day and have a lot of nostalgia for it.
Right.
I forgot that was on HBO, right? Fraggle Rock. That's why we didn't watch it at all. It was on HBO.
Fraggle Rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We didn't have HBO.
I did watch Fraggle Rock, and that's.
Tell me more about your sob story.
So sad.
All right, the next one here is Three Ring Circus from Devere. This looks like a
this
little
is interesting.
card game, I guess, or little small game.
So I think this is, I don't know the size and scope of it, but mechanically, you're moving around different cities trying to build up your circus so that you can go and have your circus attend the big city. But in order to get there, you of course have to have the resources, the notoriety, things like that. You kind of have to build up your circus to make it in that big city and kind of compete alongside Barnum or Bailey, one of the two.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, whatever.
We're trying to collect resources and assemble a show, but the big city is where the real glory lies.
Yeah, glory.
Yeah. This interests me. Obviously, I like the theme of everything.
Yeah. I think this is cool. Again, there's interesting things with a little take on it, you're trying to manage the circus. We talk about this a lot of times with the sports games. I like that. I've not found a sports game yet where I'm playing the sport that I really care for. Like a soccer game where I am soccer, but I am really interested in some of the newer trend that we're seeing with 11, for example. You're not playing soccer, you're managing the soccer team.
Team
right.
Exactly, kind of getting into the more Euro of it. So yeah, I think this is kind of the same thing. You're managing the acts and you're building up your circus and moving around. I think
going from town to town, trying to make a big impact. Or
right.
whatever.
Which is probably easier to bring to the board than actually, doing the actual circus itself. That'll be really hard to.
I have no.
Well, it's hard for them to fit the elephants in the box.
Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the idea of this. Being able to bring in recruit different things. I think it's interesting.
The next one here, we actually have several of these games. This is Pick a Bit Pin. These are several different kind of roll and write style games, but they're all you roll the actual pencils themselves to get the symbols and stuff you need. So they made these pencils and they're like, we're not going to make one game, we're going to make 3 of them. So the first one here is Krypton or whatever. Lots of different shapes and things. I am not a huge normal roll and write fan of stuff. It's you roll the stuff, you draw the stuff on. It's fine, it's okay, but I don't get immersed in the theme of rolling pins.
What do y'all think about? What do you think about the idea that the pencils are the dice, as well as it's not a usable. What am I trying to say? It's going to reach the end of its life. Consumable. It's a consumable.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that they put the rolling part on the very, very end of the pencil for each of these. And each of these have different symbols and stuff on the pencils. So they are even the rolling sides are different. They didn't use the same ones for different types of games.
I haven't looked into this much. Do you roll the pencil and then you pick up that same pencil and then use it to write?
Yes.
Right.
See, that right there might get fiddly.
That is one of the things I am worried about. This is even these games, most of them, I guess, is probably. I wonder how many sets of pencils it comes with. I don't know if it says here, but it's probably just you can't get one of each pencil.
Yeah.
So that way you're each gonna have to grab it and hopefully it's you can only grab one of them or something, because if you're having to pass that pencil around, that would be
right. And remember which one it was. So I don't know. I at first was kind of thrown off by that. I was like, right, but what do you do when the pencil runs out? But then I think about roll and writes. I'm I've never gone through a whole stack of paper. I'm sure people have, but I personally have not even gotten close to that.
And personally, if you're running out the pencil in this game, you can probably afford to buy another copy of it because you enjoy the game that much.
And if you're
getting
run
that far into the game.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
If you've run out the pencil, you've probably also run out the pad, so you're going to get another copy.
Also, once the pencil runs that far down, just get pencils of the same color, and then you just have dice that are
right. You
those
have
are
your
just the
little
dice. That's
what I thought too.
Dice.
So yeah, at first I was like, oh, I don't know about this, but it kind of grew on me, and I like that they have the 3 different versions that have a little bit different. None of them are hugely thematic, right? But you do have a garden one. You have, I think it was an undersea, a diving one, and then this one here that we're looking at on your screen, which is like a shape matching one, which kind of reminded me of Super Big Mega Lucky Box in a Fox something.
Mucky Box.
Mucky Box. Yeah, Mucky Box.
Happy Fun Box.
Happy Fun Mega Boxes of greatness. Yeah. So I think that was interesting, that they're taking this and kind of giving you a couple different takes on it. We'll see.
How many sides did these pencils have on it? Pencils normally have 6.
Yeah, they look hexagonal.
So basically it's the same as a 6-sided dice. Right. That's crazy.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The next one here is Wandering Towers. This is by Capstone Games, which Capstone normally does amazing stuff. So even if they don't make normally my style of game, like I know they're extremely well regarded for all their stuff. And this is a Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer game, which are also well-known designers. So this looks pretty cool. I don't know all the aspects of this. You're all students in a class, a magic school, getting ready to do their final exam. It's a Euro game, so who knows how much of that actually goes
Right, yeah, we don't know, right?
I'm halfway in.
I do like the fact that it actually has like a tower that you're actually building as the game goes, with your little wizard meeples and things like that. That looks pretty cool. But you're trying to use powerful spells to help your students and hinder your opponents. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if there's a little bit more interaction in this style game than
I wonder. I remember it being a pretty quick game too. I haven't played, but I remember when I was looking at it, it's pretty quick, right? As well.
It's a half-time listed here.
30 minutes.
Yep.
So
that's super quick.
I remember it kind of being surprised by that when I was looking mechanisms-wise what you're doing and trying to accomplish, and then to see it's only a 30-minute game, I was like, oh, interesting. We'll see if that's because it's really snappy or. I don't know, because it seemed like there was a lot more going on that wouldn't be 30, so that kind of contrast caught me.
Goes all the way up to 6 players too, so that's kind of cool.
No, it says 30 minutes, not per player either.
Right,
So yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, definitely one to look out for.
6 players in 30 minutes is nice.
Because Capstone stuff is normally pretty quality.
Yep.
Potato Man. This is a trick-taking game that's been around for forever, but it's going to be coming out again. I know Chris was saying that he wanted to get a copy of this probably.
He's so excited.
Potato Man. He's just a big fan of potatoes in general normally.
Yeah.
So, and there's a wedge of cheese back here as well. So
of course.
It's trick-taking. I'm sure the potato theme comes through.
No doubt. Theme first in this one.
You got cheese. One of those potatoes. Well, I was going to say it's about to get baked, but then I thought
they still make potato sticks?
They're called French fries.
No, they're not.
Chicken fries?
Those are not good though. Have you've eaten potato sticks? Those, the little hard ones.
The little hard ones. They're really good on hot dogs.
Okay, honestly,
that's like
I can see that.
That's like the Cuban or not the Cuban, the Colombian thing to do.
Oh, okay. Because I wonder if there are down here. I just haven't seen them in years. I wonder if I found them down
definitely
here.
Are.
Oh,
yeah,
is that okay? All right. So Florida's been hoarding the potato sticks. Got it. Now I can go find them.
And if you go to like there's a really good I don't know why we're talking about this, but they're really good Colombian like hot dog place or whatever you can get it. And a lot of times if you have food trucks that have hot dogs or whatever down here, they'll put the potato sticks on them.
I don't think I've ever had. I could see like a chili dog with potato sticks.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh snap! We need to have that.
Yep.
I like them
bar.
on
We're having a hot dog bar.
Hot dog bar would be great.
That'd be fantastic.
You're not talking about the new and updated graphics of Potato Man.
Oh yeah,
Potato Man is great.
Potato Man, trick-taking
game. And it probably has interesting trick-taking mechanics. Anyway, next.
Chris is excited.
Claim Alliances. This makes Claim cooperative, and it has art from the Miko, which is awesome. It's not a Shim Phillips game, but it is Scott Alms. I like Scott Alms games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that. Interesting.
Yeah, Scott Alms does a bunch of the Tiny Epic stuff, and he makes one of my favorite games, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. He's made this game, so this looks pretty cool.
That's cool. I haven't played Claim. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it either, but the fact that this is cooperative always has me interested, because I'm always a fan of cooperative games in general.
Really? You like cooperative games?
Yes. Why do people act shocked when I say
You're so aggressive when you play games.
Also, Joey, you really haven't played that many games with me. I'm not so aggressive when I play games.
That's true. It's not. You just win a lot.
Yes, you don't have to be aggressive to win.
I just don't win a lot. I think that's what I'm getting at.
By people winning. You're
I'm
you're
like,
aggressive.
Roy's already got those
If
countries.
being aggressive means win, then yes. But if the time doesn't call for aggression, then I'm willing to ally with you against Camilla until we have to betray her.
Oh, we've already decided that.
Okay, so yeah, aggression. Yeah, you're definitely not.
That's been decided.
You're like,
Anyway, did you say you like backstab me games? No, I'm kidding.
Let's play Munchkin after this with hot dogs.
It looks cool. I mean, I don't know as much about it, but yeah, it looks pretty cool overall. You're going to have different factions. You fulfill requirements on alliance cards.
The artwork is great.
the meat show is always. Yeah.
Lots of
really
commandeering all these different factions and defeating enemies. You can win together.
Co-op.
Cooperative.
Yeah.
So, seems good. Next one. This one's crazy. I have no clue how to pronounce this.
Oh, I'm so excited to try.
Do it. You do it.
Dowagers.
I cannot try and pronounce. I can't pronounce that without being offensive.
Listen, if that giant dragon...
Drachenhooter. Drachenhooter?
Yeah, looks crazy. I like the fact that it's like a hairy dragon.
It stands...
Hairy dragon yak.
That stands for Fabio Dragon, is what it is.
Fabio
This is a
Fabio
2 to 4
Dragon.
player game where there's 2 stacks of cards from a magic book, which indicates how many dragons can be herded. So you're basically going to be herding dragons.
This is
when each card has
fantastic.
taken the magician player, the players are magicians, and you. I'm reading this, but not very well. You basically put spells in different spell books, and you're trying to get points by doing that
Very
stuff.
magic heavy today. I'm feeling that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, very fantasy.
I love that part. I mean, that is a fabulous dragon.
That is
Whew.
wonderful. I love that we can kind of have a different take on it, you know?
I mean, I like that just a little bit of fire coming out of his mouth. Like he's just...
He's a little baby. He's
just
working
playing
on it.
with it. He just... There's a lot to unpack. Let's just stare at this, everyone, for a little bit. There's so much to unpack. And is the book sitting or floating?
It's definitely floating.
I'm not
It's a
seeing a
mage.
book. Where's the book?
Right
here.
there in front of that little... Yeah, he's
Oh, okay,
right
it's
there.
behind the camera. I can't see
Yeah, because
it.
your mage is like trying to get these dragons. It's pretty cool, casting different spells.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I know nothing. I'm really going on nothing but the art on this one.
You know enough about the Drachenhooter? I don't know. Did I get it right?
Wow, you rolled with that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's your compliment for the day.
There you go. All right, next one here. Another one that like, oh my goodness, pronouncing this.
This is a great day.
See, Tom just says things wrong. I will just refuse to say them.
Nunatak?
Nunatak.
Oh, keep going though.
Nunatak?
Temple is
Ice Temple.
Ice Temple. Yeah,
Ice
that's
Temple.
not English, right?
you
That hasn't
cheated.
Been translated.
For some reason, Mike included the German picture.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
New in 2023.
Great if they all
It's
had
2 to
English
4 player
names,
game.
but he's not even using
This is
English
coming
names.
from Kane Clanko, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Kane Clanko, which I know him mostly for his real-time stuff. So I think this is interesting. From what I understood in the description, it's not going to be real-time.
Yep.
Really?
I know he's done. I'm sure he's done stuff other than real time. That's just how I personally know him. I mean, I have multiple of him on my top 100.
It says that you're going to be building pyramids together in a mountain of ice, but the game isn't
cool.
cooperative,
Right.
so you have to watch your step. Each pillar is placed, you receive cards of different values that will affect your score in the game. In the end, for each of the 4 pillars of the square, a new level of the monument opens up, but the Temple of Ice is growing step by step. Who can place the most stones wisely and rise to the icy challenge?
And I don't get the feeling that it's semi-co-op. I feel like it's just a collaboration.
You're building, but
Of
you're
an
trying to
ice
figure out how to
temple,
get
right?
points doing it the best. you know?
So have you guys ever been to one of those like ice hotels or ice restaurant, ice bar, the ones they make for a little bit? And you
We
get
live
to
in
go-
Florida. No.
No.
Well, there's one in like. I wanted to say
Not
Tampa. That
Florida.
makes sense though.
No.
What did I see one? Anyway, I
Tampa.
see them everywhere. No, I don't. I see them on TV a lot. I've always wanted to go. I realized I couldn't back that up. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Next thing's gonna be like, I had a dream one time. This is a real thing. It's devolving very quickly.
Tell me you know they exist though.
I've seen that sort of thing or whatever, but I have when I used to work at my old job, I used to have to work in the freezer sometimes, and like Nothing about an
Yeah,
ice
no
bar.
desire.
Nothing
No,
about the
that's
ice
terrible.
bar sounds great to me. Like working in a freezer is not fun. Having to like
Eat?
in a freezer.
No.
I know. That's why the hotels just intrigued me because people pay to go stay there, and
But this game, you can have that feeling
in Florida.
and, still have it warm.
Right.
So, anyway, yeah, I'm interested in this
Freeze it up.
design. I think, like I said, I'm a fan of Clanko, and I do think it's
Orlando?
interesting because it's not going to be the semi-co-op. It is going to
Ruthie
be
says one's in
collaborative.
Miami.
See? Thank you, Ruthie. It's
Can't
a
back you
co-op.
up. No. Here is another
Lori,
game
one in
from
Orlando,
Uwe
too.
Rosenberg and Michael Keller. It looks like a polyomino game, a prototype at a con. What is that? Luria Con?
What is that?
Lyria?
It's a game convention in Portugal. They were play testing a prototype there. So it looks like we have another game coming out from Uwe Rosenberg with polyominoes.
Huh.
Color me shocked.
I'm not over polyomino games. I like seeing. To me, in my mind, it's more almost a mechanism at this point. You know what I mean?
love
It's not
it.
a style of game. It's more of a mechanism, and so I mean, it's just cool. I know I like that. I'm excited to see. Hopefully, it's a new take on it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of information here, but hey, it's going to be
that
coming
cover's
out.
pretty sweet.
You had
All
me at
these-
polyominoes.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that's got to be a prototype, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yes, it is. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like
So,
it.
but
I
you
like
do
the
have a
box
little
cover.
bit of box cover art, which of course may
Yeah.
or may not be final. So but
I
that's
am
cool.
interested.
Yeah, me too.
Next here we have another game.
More Micho artwork, right?
More Micho artwork. Is this?
This is
This
nice.
Is it what? I'm sorry.
Kilte.
Kilte. It doesn't say it on the cover. So Kilte
Sounds so
for
good.
release at Spiel this year.
It's the same haircut as the Drachenhorter. Right?
Yeah,
Good.
you're basically having your Indo-European people spreading over Europe, and tribes and groups ranging in the British Isles and Portugal.
Tell me that's the box cover.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm just going to set
That's
it
really
at the
nice.
end of my
That's so
wife's
cool.
bed every time when she wakes up. That's just put a
start that
candle in
sentence
front of
over?
it.
What'd you say?
Put a candle. That's spooky. I mean, come on, put that right there.
Oh, you're going spooky. Okay. All right.
Which direction? Oh. Come
Yeah,
on,
it looks like you have
looks
different
good, though.
workers, farmers, builders, soldiers, and nobles.
Oh my!
And you're taking farming actions, build actions, battle actions. I'm in.
Told you.
You had me at battle action.
Aggressive.
Here's the thing. I like games where there's combat.
What?
I don't necessarily need to be involved in the combat at all. I just want there to be a
You just
potential.
want
of
someone,
You just want someone to die.
I don't care who
I want
is
other
fighting.
people to squabble while
I
I'm over
want
here gathering
fight.
my resources. and
You
getting
want to be
victory
one of those
points.
war mercenaries that just sell things in different countries and
I
go
just
at
want to
it.
pit other people against
He
each
is
other
the
while we play the
mob
game.
boss.
You
He doesn't
play-
want to get his hands dirty. He just
Let's
wants
play
to.
Mean Girls, the game. It's like, you know what they said?
There's a game for Mean Girls?
Oh my gosh, I feel
Stop trying to
it.
make fetch happen.
This is funny. This is interesting because I think like looking at this and all the mechanisms and that kind of stuff, and it reminded me of like a Shem Phillips game. You know, like maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of Raiders, maybe a little bit of which I've actually played now. I'm so excited. I played a Shem. I know, right, Chris? Yeah, I'm a big girl now.
I'm a big girl.
But yeah, so I think it reminded me a lot of that, but it's not. And of course, obviously, visually it looks like it as well. Using
I love that it looks like it has like that a little bit of that civilization building up
Yeah.
aspect to it.
Yeah.
I love games like that where you're being able to do like these style of actions, building up units and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff. So
and it looks again like it has a good mix of mechanisms, and I think the key is just to see how those come together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how smooth it is when it actually comes to play. So, but yeah, absolutely interested in this one.
Looks really nice.
for sure. The next one here is Santorini. This is the cooperative expansion for this. So you're actually going to be playing through like a little Santorini book, going through, I guess, different puzzles that you're kind of working. 1 to 4 player cooperative expansion. The adventure book takes you through unique scenarios across the Greek Isles. This is awesome.
Right.
This looks really cool. Like, if this works well, this will be amazing. You know, I mean, Santorini's a great
This
like
one-
abstract game, and adding a little bit of that theme in there, and then just making all these different puzzles seems really cool.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
Well,
keep
no,
cutting
this
you
one
off.
I love. It makes me sad because one of my favorite games, and my wife put this on one of the top 10 games that she doesn't like, and she's played with me so many times, and I'm so sad
that's so funny.
because
Listen,
it's a
listen.
2-player
I love
game.
it.
It is now a 1 to 4 player game, so you can now play it by yourself. No one else is playing this
But
with
it's also
you.
cooperative.
Look at that.
This is not a game I like. I it's too abstract for me. You know what I mean?
really?
At least it's pretty, that kind of stuff, but it's too abstract. It's too two-player abstract, and not my thing. And yeah, they made it pretty. That's cool, but it feels like an abstract when you play it. So I don't like the game. But putting a co-op on it, if I'm going to play an abstract, that's kind of what I want, and so I'm interested in this. Actually, if this might bring Santorini. It will bring Santorini back to the table for me.
I do wonder how it's going to work, because normally Santorini is about like getting your building built and then getting your guy on top of it, and sometimes people are blocking off by putting buildings on top of it so your guy can't go up there. I wonder if it's going to be like, okay guys, here's the setup, do this in 4 moves or whatever, do this in 3 moves or whatever. Figure that out.
Like a puzzle?
That's what's interesting about it, is I can't visualize how Santorini would work as a cooperative game.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what kind of intrigues me, is like I can't see, it's not like, oh well, this obviously we were waiting for this, you know, because it's so clear. So it's like, okay, cool. This is they've done a couple different iterations. They did Santorini and then what, like a New York one or something. There was whatever that second one was. You know, and so they've had time. It's not just like Kickstarter where it's like, and cooperative, and solo. You know, it doesn't seem just pasted on. So I'm interested to see what they do to make it cooperative.
I just like the ease of getting someone into this game. You just sit them down and literally 2 minutes later, you're like, you can do this, move, build, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I like, it's smooth. But I can understand people don't like it.
It's super simple. It's cool.
What was Tom's news? What did we miss in the chat here? We have 3.
Playing this live in the Spring Spectacular.
Oh, we're playing this live.
Ooh.
Oh,
sweet.
Is this like dibs, nose goes? How are we?
Dibs.
How are we doing this? No.
You already said you didn't like Santorini.
Yeah, you don't.
I like. Oh, you. Wait, who are you talking to? Oh, yeah, you're out.
I'll fight you for it.
Aggressive.
Catch me outside.
I'll be running the stream probably. Anyway, so the next piece of news is the one that I'm super excited about. This is Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated 2 Darkest Magic. I played through all of Clank Legacy with Tom and Sam back in the day, and it was a blast. Like, I really enjoyed Clank mechanics, and Clank Catacombs is my girlfriend's current favorite game. So I'm like, man,
this is fun then.
If she's never played a Legacy game, I'm like, man, if we could get this to the table, or like even getting back the first one or whatever and playing through that again, it'd just be a lot of fun. This basically you haven't played Clank Legacy at all, have you?
I haven't played Clank. Like I said, the Shem Phillips games and Clank, those are 2 like big ones that I've been intimidated by and haven't touched. So finally I played Raiders, and now Clank is on the radar as well, that I need to try something in that line.
Paul Den's deck building games are really good. Like if you like,
I like deck building.
Yeah, if you liked like kind of the way the deck building works a little bit in Dune. I know you've played Dune, right? So
I have, yes.
It gives you like that sort of feel, but there's this whole board you're going down, trying to go down deeper in the dungeon. The thing that Clank Legacy adds to it is adds a whole bunch of story to it, and then it adds cards you rip up and stickers you put on stuff, and the fact that you get to name your characters. And then it's like a deck building game where you will start over each game, but then you have cards that'll stay in your deck sometimes, and you get to keep sort of things.
Oh, interesting.
And then in the first one, like there's lots of surprises. I mean, every Legacy game has lots of surprises that go on.
I love Legacy games.
I can't oversell how much this is probably one of my best game experiences ever.
Really?
You know, much. The couple we played with, they wanted their own, so we played through it a second time, and they just had a baby, and we got a onesie. You get to name your tavern you go to, right?
Right.
Okay.
And ours is like Dirty Sack Flop House or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so their onesie on the back, it just said youngest member of the Dirty Sack Flop House, and to see them both just scream, and the entire room have no idea what's happening, and they're like, "This is the best ever."
That's so fantastic.
It creates, I mean, you really feel, this is, I mean, I played Pandemic Legacy, I played so many. It's so good.
The funny thing is it's based off Acquisition Incorporated, which is Penny Arcade's like D&D campaign, you know? So it's like their D&D campaign that they do streams of, they do stuff. I used to watch Acquisition Incorporated.
See, I didn't know the IP at all.
Yeah, it's basically their D&D campaign. They have their little group, their little tavern group that goes out and does missions. It's called Acquisition Incorporated. So this is in collaboration with Penny Arcade, and it's the fact that it's their D&D campaign means that this just feels very D&D themed.
So they're like a Critical Role style type thing.
Yeah, but they were before Critical Role. They did it like forever ago.
They just put everything just like one of those clicks, where you're like, do, and everything just makes sense all of a sudden.
Right.
From our crowd surfing yesterday, there was a
Acquisition Incorporated thing added.
the deck,
That's
the
Penny
deck
Arcade.
added to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're right, that is, I did not put that together.
Penny Arcade started off as doing just
IP.
web comics, and then they started doing conventions, and they did all this D&D stuff.
Interesting.
They
That's cool.
have, it's kind of interesting because they're like just involved in like the nerd culture in general, because a lot of their
that's
comics
cool.
are about that stuff.
That's interesting.
But they've spread, and the fact that now like board games are being on their IP based on their D&D group is kind of crazy.
See, and
That's
I see Mike mentioned it's the only legacy game he finished, and I think that I agree with that because there's 10
it's so
games.
good.
And it's about an hour each.
Right, and you feel like you
That's
get a lot of
doable.
story
That's
throughout
doable.
You
it.
do.
That's cool.
It keeps it moving, and then it changes every game. You're excited. You're like, oh, you turn the board over.
The thing I love about this is the fact that there's spaces you can go
Sorry.
to get story, and most of the time, whenever you go to them, it's worth doing. So it's like
That's fantastic to
You
me.
want to go and grab those story pieces. It's like, oh, I should be leaving the dungeon because I'm about to die, but let me grab this one last story before I get
Right.
out.
So if you haven't played it, you got to. It's great.
Yeah, that's
Talking
fun.
to you, Camilla.
Me?
Yeah, you need to.
Oh, I'm
play
back
it.
in.
The year it came out, it was the first one that came out. It was my number one game of that year. So.
Was it really?
Yeah. So I really enjoy it. But yeah,
That's an interesting topic too. Legacy versus campaign.
Yes.
So all
Yeah.
our feelings, thoughts.
the thing about
Emotions.
legacy games is normally they're shorter than like a full-on campaign
Yeah.
game.
I definitely would go legacy
probably
far
going
over
to-
campaign.
yeah.
I'm almost
Because I never
over
replay
campaign.
campaigns.
You can
anyway.
get through
No.
10 games,
So
but can you
that's
get
cool.
through 40 games?
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
It's been proven.
But yeah,
All right.
that is the news.